Okay, since my videos did not come in today, let me just make some recordings on my iPad here. Let's talk about the tangent in section 4.6. It's important that you know how to graph a tangent. Here we have some issues with the tangent. We cannot just graph it as a sine or as a cosine because the tangent is defined as the sine over the cosine. So let me just make a little sketch of a cosine function here. This is just our basic cosine function. Now what does it mean for the tangent? Every time the cosine is 0, the tangent is undefined because dividing by 0 makes it undefined. So the cosine is 0 at pi over 2, at 3 pi over 2, and if we go over to the left, at negative pi over 2. So each time the cosine is 0, we have an asymptote here. Okay, now what else is different? The tangent has a period that is just pi, and we find the x increments. Now that is still the same by multiplying 1/4 times pi, so that would be pi over 4. And again, right now I'm graphing, and that's why I stopped a little bit because I wanted to do some phase shift, but I'm graphing the basic tangent of x function. So what does that mean? That means the basic tangent of x, we have an asymptote at negative pi over 2 because that is where the cosine is indeed 0. And we have another asymptote at pi half. So you can see the period is pi. And if I add another pi to it, then we would have another asymptote at 3 pi over 2. So let me graph 2 periods of this tangent function. What else? Now we don't have an amplitude, meaning we don't have a maximum and a minimum value, but we have a -1 value to 4, and we have a +1 value. Now my x increments are pi over 4. So negative pi over 2 plus pi over 4, my next key point is negative pi over 4 plus pi over 4. That brings me to 0 plus pi over 4 is pi over 4. So I do make my little table here with x and y. At negative pi over 2, we have a u. That means, no, that's a weird looking u. It's undefined. Then I have 3 points in between the asymptotes. Negative pi over 4, where we have -1, and 0, which is 0, and pi over 4, which is +1. Pi over 4, 45 degrees, pretty simple for the tangent, that is 1. And at positive pi over 2, we are undefined again. So let me plot my beautiful tangent function. Negative pi over 4, -1, 0, 0, and here. And then we kind of draw an shaped curve. And we do the same on the other side. Now this would be 3 pi over 4, so here's -1. We go for 0, and then we have a 1. So my second period of this tangent would look like so. Okay, so that is the basic tangent function. Now if a, in this case a is 1, if a is greater than 0, then it's strictly increasing, as you can see here. If a is less than 0, then we have a reflection and it would be decreasing, and it would look like so if this was a negative tangent. y equals negative tangent of x. We're decreasing. What else is important? Our range, let's talk about the range. The range is from negative infinity to infinity, and the domain is all real numbers except at pi over 2 domain x, all, let me just say all except x not equal to pi over 2 plus n pi times. So every pi times we do have an asymptote. Okay, that's the basic tangent. So let me graph another one. Let's graph the y equals the 3 tangent of x minus pi over 4. So here, something just came down. We have a phase shift here, and we also have a, which is equal to 3. So we're still increasing. Our b is equal to 1. So that makes the period. The formula is the same as for sine cosine. Instead of 2 pi, we have pi here over b. Of course, that would be just pi. The x increments are still pi over 4. What else? We have a left asymptote. Let me just get we have some phase shifting going on here, and the easiest way to find the left asymptote is to set x minus pi over 4, set it equal to negative pi over 2, because that is the basic asymptote for the basic tan. Now add pi over 4, and we get x equals, that's 2 pi over 4, so negative pi over 4. Negative pi over 4 is our asymptote, the left asymptote for that matter. Negative pi over 4. So if I make my table, x, y, negative pi over 4, we have an undefined. Now to find the right asymptote, let's find that one as well. Well, we can just add pi to it because that's our period. Or we say x minus pi over 4 equals positive pi over 2. Think back to the basic tan function we just graphed. Now add pi over 4, and the right asymptote is at 3 pi over 4. So that would be pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. Let's just put it right here. Okay, let's make it red. Beautiful, beautiful. There you go. 3 pi over 4 is an undefined. Now if we add pi over 4, then our next key point is 0. Then plus pi over 4 is pi over 4 and 2 pi over 4. Okay, and based on our basic, now remember how I did this in class, I always like to write my basic y values here to the side. We start with undefined, -1, 0, 1, and undefined. So, but a is 3, now we gotta multiply that 3 by -1, that's -3, 0 times 3 is 0, and 1 times 3 is 3. So here are my corresponding y values. 1, 2, 3, not there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, -3. Okay, let's make it a beautiful graph. Pi over 4 is here, 2 pi over 4 is 3, and Here you go. This is one period of 3 tangent x minus 4 pi. Now, if we wanted to have another period, then to find the third asymptote, we have 3 pi over 4, and we can just add pi to it, plus 4 over 4 pi, which is 7 pi. 1, 2, 3. So 7 pi over 4, that would be my next asymptote. And then I have 4 pi over 4, which is pi, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to show you two periods, -3, 0, +3, and off you go. Done you are. Here is your second period. Okay, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Okay, stop. This was the tangent function.